Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, Brenton O'Brien here for round 7, the Sim Racers Asia GT1 and Riley Series. We're at Laguna Seca in California. It's absolutely blistering heat out there. We're in the desert. I have to say, I'm rather glad I'm in a slightly cooler location at the minute, Brenton, because I'd be burning up out there.
Yeah, track temperature of 30. Oh, sorry. Good evening, everyone. Don't lose your manners, Brenton. 36 degree track temperature, 21 degrees air temperature, clear skies. Yeah, it is a bit warm there, but seen some fast times so far in qualifying. We've got the 4 minutes to go.
Let's just have a quick recap of where we are with championship standings and things like that before we jump in and take a quick look at the qualifying times as we get weird camera stuff going on screen right there. That's interesting. Yuka Savati up into the lead of the championship following good result last week as well. So two good results back to back really helped him now. It's actually been very consistent. 272 points. Jason Bentz for the JFF Laser Racing team there in second place with 238 points. Just 6 points behind him is his teammate Mick Hammond as well. So those guys looking very, very strong. Scott Gray's missed the last couple of weeks, and I don't see him in the timing sheet today as well. So slipping down the table at the moment, it's going to struggle to make up that ground, I would think. But still in fourth place for Madcal Racing, and rounding out top 5 is Lazardry and the Eurasia Sim Sport Corvette there on 226. It's actually pretty close, only sort of 50 points covering the top 5 there, so I still think anybody's got a chance of winning it at this point, Brenton.
Yeah, I agree, but the Laser Racing JFF team are certainly on a roll. They've won the last 2 races. Very heavy commitment last week with a lot of drivers in the Spa 24-hour race that was run last weekend for the Road Warrior Series, but the Laser guys, after having a first and third at Silverstone, kept up the momentum and had a first and second last week, so congratulations to them, and no doubt they'll be looking to repeat that tonight.
Yeah, and they're sat third in the overall championship, looking at about 150 points ish behind Eurasia Sim Sports and then Green Hornet Racing in second place on 659, which is only sort of 23 points behind Eurasia, so it's pretty close up there. If they carry on doing good performances like the last 2 weeks, they'll definitely close the gap. They have been closing in on Eurasia for the last couple of weeks now, so that's going to be an interesting championship, and I dare say that'll go down to the wire. Quickly focusing our attention on the Clubman's Drivers Championship. Daniel leads that for Madcal Racing. He's in the Aston Martin, 169 points, followed by DK Lee in second place there, 153 points. Third place, Matt Shinowski in the Eurasia Sim Sports, 142 points, followed by Mark Lang. It's good to see Mark in and around the top 5 of a championship for a change. Definitely took a step up this season. Behind him in 5th place is Phil White for the Blue Ox Racing team there as well, so 120 points. Actually his teammates right behind him on equal points, so very, very close for the top 6 there. Again, just 49 points separate them.
Yeah, it is great to see Mark Lang up there, just 30 points off the lead, and you and I will be privately barracking for Mark to get in there and do a good job. I have noticed, however, that Matthew Wall has also joined the Laser JFF car as well. I don't think I've seen Matthew Wall racing in those cars before, so their team's been strengthened down in qualifying at the moment in 24th, but has just put the 1 lap in, but qualifying is about to come to an end.
Yeah, just very quickly, Brendan, just run us through the Nations Championship. We know you like that one.
Well, there's only one nation, isn't there? And we'll go through that. Where are we? There we go. Yeah, look, let's be honest, Australia's got that wrapped up already. With 6-7 rounds to go, they're 505 points. They've more than doubled the Thai Indo-Philippine combination, and they're just 11 points ahead of Europe, which has got a representation tonight. Korea, Japan off the pace, dropping down to Singapore, the Americas, Malaysia, and Greater China on the board, who haven't scored. But yeah, the Nations Cup's a bit too much one-way traffic for my liking.
Yeah, indeed. Laguna Seca, difficult track to overtake, especially when you start getting up in high-powered cars. So these GT1s going to be very, very tough for everyone out there. Qualifying all important. With that in mind, do you want to take us through the grid?
Yeah, and Anthony Winkleman has taken pole position. It's his first pole position for this series, so congratulations to him for Green Hornet Racing with a 1:18.674. I think Josh Burden's still on a quick lap now. He's just gone through the corkscrew, so I'm not going to give him away yet because it actually looks like a pretty clean lap here. I might actually stay on board and see how this lap goes. Just a really good exit. They're just entering this last tight hairpin now. So the JFF GT Omega Corvette on the power, crossing the line now with a 1:18.812. No improvement there. So Josh Burden remains in second place with a 1:18.681. Our series leader, Yuka Savati, incredibly, exactly the same time, 1:18.681, third on the grid. Jason Benson, Mick Hammond, teammates, these two are joined at the hip, the Siamese twins for JFF. Dwayne Burns in sixth position, James Nash in the Red Bull Corvette. It's his first race here with the series tonight, I'm pretty sure. Victor Dravegaard in 19.466. Brian Borg, I would say now that Brian is the most improved driver in Australian iRacing community. I've got no doubt about that with his great job he's doing lately in the V8s. Barney Luzardy, probably off the pace he'd be thinking, in 10th. Tim Jackson just did practice runs for his race setup in qualifying, so he's got himself to 11th in their Demilov Innovations Corvette. Daniel Leet, Mad Cow Racing, and 19.808. Chandra Zhong, 19.904. Martin Houston, Peter Sattler has done some good work of late. Dick A. Lee, Gary Cousins, Mark Lang, our host, with a 20.818 in 18th. Vincent Young, Adam Uchi, Joseph Hento in the Omi Riley down in 21st. Mark Shinovsky, Brian Monga, Matthew Wall, the third of the JFF cars. Paul Lonergan and Lachlan White. I don't know why I'm listed there as driving because I should be spectating. So I've qualified 26 apparently.
You did well there.
Thank you very much. So it's a long lap behind the safety car. It's a pretty good field. You got to take my hat off to the skin makers these days. Like there's some, like the JFF cars, they look, the GT Omega and the laser car, they look real schmick. And I'll give my own boys Jake Blackall a good rap there for Night Rider Designs. That Demilov Innovations Corvette looks really fine as well. So it's great to see some really good skin makers out there doing good jobs.
We're sort of looking at those off air, saying how good they were. So I'll tell you, it's made quite a difference since they updated the resolution of the liveries now. So the double resolution that we've now got makes such a huge difference, and the cars really do pop now when we're looking at them. So for those that are tuning in and don't know, haven't kept track of some of our other broadcasts, we're obviously broadcasting for Motors TV on Thursday nights now for the British Sim Racers Touring Car series, and yeah, those cars look great as well. All the painters do a great job over there, so I'm intrigued to see what they look like once they finally hit the small screen.
Yeah, exactly right, and the cars are just leaving now on their warm-up lap, parade lap, whatever you want to call it, but yeah, long lap around here.
Those two liveries now as well, yeah, you're right, they do really stand out. So, yeah, great job by the guys doing painting those.
Just the one Riley again tonight, unfortunately. I think it's certainly, I'm not sure what the plans are for next season with Mark Lang, but I think it's something he's going to have to seriously have to look at. Mark, a great host, we know that, does a fantastic job, but he just loves throwing that extra car in there, doesn't he? And just to break things up, but the Riley certainly has struggled this season so far.
Yeah, sadly, I think the Riley's had its day now, isn't it? Everybody's just waiting for the new Corvette. Daytona prototype to be released, and no one's really running it in the official series as well, and we can see that, you know, the popularity of the cars really dropped, hence the one car that we only ever see in each race. So yeah, I think you know, maybe had the Corvette Daytona prototype been released, that might have been a whole different story, and the you know, we might have had quite an even split. But I think, yeah, unless we get the Corvette for next season, it's probably just worth dropping it, keeping with the ones, and yeah, more maybe do a multi-class GT1, GT3 series or something like that instead. That might be, yeah, quite interesting.
We've got, just in the chat, we've got Martin Houston. I'm not sure where Martin is, but he's, what car
17th.
number? 88. Yeah, 17th on the grid. He's probably been a bit lippy, I must admit, considering where is he drive for? I think he's a privateer perhaps, but trying to bark out some instructions to the seasoned drivers, so I'm not sure how they'll be taken board. Around the hairpin, safety car in.
Green, green, green.
Good start from our pole sitter, just on board with Josh. He lost a little bit of ground there, but he's under any real threat going into turn 1 there.
Yeah, he got a great start, Winkleman, considering it's his first on pole. Very controlled start there, and Josh Burden has settled into second quite easy. Jason Bentz, Yuka Savati has split the, Jason Bentz has got through Yuka somehow, so the two JFF cars are split there. They'll probably be getting withdrawal pains being that far away from each other, the lads. Dwayne Burns, James Nash, it's good to see him in this series straight off as well. But it looks like a pretty good clean start so far. Haven't seen too many, if any, issues at all.
No, I haven't seen any problems out there on the start. Was on a little bit back there. The
we just have a problem now. We have a problem now with our Riley. Joseph Hector there has probably been clipped a little bit there. I've lost who it is.
Yeah, we've lost him unfortunately already.
Adam Utri. Yeah, so Adam's just driven into the side of. Adam's just driven into the side of the Riley there, unfortunately. So that's going to drop them way off. I can't help but notice with cars like, I'll go through it actually. Look, there's a new skin on Adam's car. I just can't see. Oh, the Simulate IT skin. So yeah, it's a new skin for the boys. Looks pretty good.
I think you've got to give them a bit of room there. Looking at that back on the replay, you know, yes, we know the Riley's quicker through the corners, but in that circumstance, the GT1 was up and alongside, so would have probably outdragged him to the corkscrew there. So yeah, I think that probably get reviewed. Maybe a cause an avoidable contact penalty or something like that might follow.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, when you're at the back of the pack, you don't need to be worrying about that person, you need to be worrying about the field. So yeah, some issues there, and no doubt they'll have a look at that during the week. But Anthony Winkleman out the front, what a fantastic job he's done here for Green Hornet Racing. He's really extended this lead out. Now, this is a guy who's, where's he running in the championship? I think he's fair way down. He's 11th position. Has best week was probably last week, 36 point collect there for probably what's at 6th position. But what a fantastic effort so far for him.
Yeah, great start. The front three are actually stretching their legs already, pulling away. If we just have a quick look at what the lap times were for them. So yeah, Winkleman on 19.1, 19.3 for Burden there, and then Bentz 19.8. So they're spreading apart a bit, and it looks like they're dropping Mick Hammond behind them as well. But Hammond's got a little pack starting to form up behind him with Savati and Nash right there.
Yeah, well, he's actually passed Savati in the last half a lap. So the two JFF cars, you know, like I said, they were getting withdrawal symptoms from meeting each other. Well, they'll be back together soon enough, no doubt. But yeah, Savati's race pace has surprised me. From all accounts, the Aston Martin is probably the favoured weapon of choice around here. But by saying that, you know, it's not that much of a difference. I don't think the Corvette really gets that chance to stretch its legs out here.
I Yeah, exactly that. I think that is where the Corvette really comes into its own. Definitely quicker in the long straightaway sections. Just nowhere really that it can open up around this little short Laguna Seca circuit, where the Aston really is going to feel very, very comfortable in and around the tight, twisty sections. So, yeah, those guys will be loving it out there right now.
Yeah, it's quite actually fairly spread out. Probably the closest battle we've got now is probably Fani Luxury coming in 10th position there for the Eurasia team, sorry, in the Corvette, and Tim Jackson in the Demidov car. Can't really see, the field has just spread out ever so slightly, hasn't it? And that would definitely be the closest battle we've got so far here.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. The liveries themselves, while very, very different, very similar colour theme, aren't they? And you could almost be mistaken for a little short second. But yeah, no, both cars look very nice out there, and yeah, Jackson doing a good job. Moved up a couple of places from qualifying. Obviously, we expected that because he qualified on race fuel. So, what's he 1.4 seconds behind Victor Dravegaard at the moment? Victor, another car actually, a driver, sorry, who's made a good show. James Nash just lost a place there. Is that a slowdown penalty?
No, I think he's.
Let's have a little look at that back.
Let's have a look in the corkscrew. Just, yeah, probably a bit deep under. Yep, goes straight across, a little bit sideways. He's lost the pace straight away, and I think to compound that, he will have a slowdown penalty as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's relieved himself of that pressure. But so yeah, 122.2 last lap, and it's well off the pace. But yeah, did drop that spot behind Dwayne Burns. He's another guy who's come through quite a bit of late, and it's good to see how well he's going. Don't know a lot about him, I'll be honest with you, but I've noticed with James Nash and with Victor Dravegaard, two of the Europeans, their pings are very, very high, so there might be an issue there for him.
Bence is slowly starting to work his way back up towards Josh here as well, so just 9/10 of a second separate them at the moment. It's come down to 8/10 actually now on screen. So Bent's looking good in that JFF Lasers car there.
Yeah, as I said, these guys have really found some form over the last 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks in a row, they've had the race wins. Yeah, let's face it, and they'll be the first to say it was a weakened field last week, due to that Spa 24-hour race. But you're right, he's made some great ground on Josh Burden here. And what's the tactics here tonight, or when do you come into the stop? I can't really see any benefit at all in having your little stop go pit stop right now, because you're just going to be caught up in traffic. So
exactly. Yeah, you're right. I think if they've got any sort of spotters or anything like that working in the background, they might have a little look to see if they can work him out into a gap early, especially if he starts to get held up by Josh here as well. So as we said, it's not easy to overtake here. Of course, the Aston doesn't quite have the grunt that the Corvette has as well, so in between these little short straightaway sections, there's very, very little chance for him to overtake, so it would make sense to try and bring him in early. And our leader just goes a little bit wide and puts a couple of wheels into the dirt there, but manages to hold on to it.
Yeah, and see Josh driving on his own tonight. Normally he's got Scott Stevens, a teammate with him, but I would imagine Scotty's probably watching his beloved West Coast Eagles getting flogged by Hawthorn tonight, so he'll be a bit dirty, I would imagine. But so maybe he just hasn't had the chance to put some time into the setup as usual, because Jason Bent certainly does look the faster out of the two.
Yeah, just having a little look further back. We'll stay with this bow. I'm just looking at timing screens right now. Tim Jackson and Lazardo have closed in on Dravegaard, so there's a 3-car battle going on there. They're covered by just over 1 second.
Farney's just ducking into the pits now, so early pit stop for Farney on lap 6. We are, how far we got to, 12 and a half minutes into the race. The boys have a bit of a laugh at themselves. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out for Farney and whether Jackson follows next lap.
Yeah, let's
so
have
Farney, stop, go. Geez, that was quick.
Yeah, very quick stop. 0.4 of a second, so stationary there. So
that was exceptionally quick.
Timed that absolutely perfect.
So it's where he comes out, and I think he's going to come out.
In front of his teammate there.
Clear. Yeah, I don't think his teammate's going to give him too much grief.
No, you're right.
Jeez,
He's got perfect, really. He's got quite a bit of ground to close in. It's 5 seconds to Mark Lang, and I think isn't Mark part of the same group? No, he's not. So.
I really love if there's any skinners out there at all keen on doing liveries. I'm not sure if you've got on your screen. AC, I don't have a skin for Mark at all come through. So
no,
has he got one?
No, me neither.
I'll tell you what, this guy deserves one of you guys who are out there prepared to make a skin for Mark Lang and throw Sim Racers Asia badges all over. I don't know what you want to do, but be creative and get this guy a livery because he deserves it. He puts so much hard work into this series and other series as well. But get this guy a skin immediately.
Having a little look at some action further back. Martin closing in on Adam here as well, and he's got Joseph behind him. So quick little battle. This is for 18th, 19th, and 20th. Of course, the Riley's in and around there, trying to make its way back through after being turned earlier on in the race.
Yeah, so it's I saw Jackson make a bit of a mistake there at the exit of turn 2, so he's lost a bit of time. So hoping he doesn't pit now because he'll have a bit of grief behind him. But interesting to see what Farney's lap is compared to Jackson, and probably more in particular Draveguard now after Jackson made that mistake, and see if that early pit stops paid off. Like Victor Draveguard, the Blue Flag Racing team, he does a fairly good job. He was actually starting to get pretty competitive in the rough in the GT3s in the previous years, but we throw him in the Aston Martin now, and yeah, he's up in the 8th position. Certainly nothing to be sneezed at there.
Just looking at the time that he lost with that pit stop, it was probably, I don't know, maybe it's like 22, 23 seconds, something like that. So even though it was really quick, you know, as far as the actual stop goes, yeah, it could be interesting. He's 2.5 seconds behind Mark now as well, so Mark won't hold him up too much, and then after that there's 9 seconds. So he's definitely found a good bit of space to come out in.
Yeah, he has. I was also trying to have a look before with James Nash doing a bit of a recovery here. I thought he was making ground, but it's Matthew Wall who's already a lap down. But Dwayne Burns, Yukar Savati and Mick Hammond here, they seem to be closing up a little bit as well, but the battle here, actually Bence is through. Sorry,
yeah,
Bence is actually through Burns.
Yeah, we must have missed that. I'm not quite sure when that happened, but yeah, up and into P2 for Bence. So he did well there. I wonder if you can just sort of locate when the overtake was. I'll see if I can quickly go and find it.
For you. Well, okay, you do that, and I'll keep going here. Just meanwhile, up at the front, Anthony Winkleman, and I'll tell you what, if you went to sports bets, you would have got long odds today, or Ladbrokes for yourself, OC. 3.2 seconds ahead of Bence now. I'll be interested to see if Bence can make a gain there, and if he does make a gain, how quickly that can happen. We've got, we've still got 28 minutes of racing to go, so plenty of time. But Winkleman doing a fantastic job there last lap of a 19.731. Having a look at, just starting to tail off those times. Hopefully the tyres are hanging.
Here we go, found the overtake. We're just looking at it now. It looks like Josh went in a little bit deep into the final corner, got a terrible exit, and Jason was able to get a good run, just poked his nose onto the inside of turn 1, late on the braking for both drivers. Josh tried to hold it around the outside, but so difficult to do around that double apex left-hander there, and in the end he has to concede the place to Bence. So yeah, mistake really. Otherwise I don't think Bence would have got past, but he saw an opportunity and knew he wasn't going to get many, and he took it straight away. Great driving from Bence.
Yeah, it is great driving and clean as well. Once you shove that nose in and the spotter says car left or car right, you just look much more careful, aren't you? You don't want to be tripping over, and Josh has experienced enough. He knows there's a long way to go, and he probably knows that he hasn't got the most suited car to this track, so he's still well in contention for a podium position. It's more than acceptable, but just still very interested in Anthony Winkelmann's pace. It has the 19.5 last lap is back close to where he should be. Just having a look to see what Bentz's time, 19.3, so gains are made there. As Winkelmann comes up behind one of Bentz's teammates, Gary Cousins, who's down in 21st place. I don't think Cousins will make life too difficult for him, but he might drop off a little bit of a particular corner.
Yeah, no real problems there. I think, just having a quick look, just a couple of drivers that we haven't mentioned so far yet today. So Matt Shinosky and Chandra Young just having a little battle down in 18th and 19th place, just half a second separating those as they come out of turn 1 there. They're trying to close in on Martin Houston there as well, but just not happening at the moment.
Whoa! Sorry, Jackson's just had another off. Chandra Young, where are we? Sorry, Shinosky, there, he's there. Actually, I think he's just gone past Young, hasn't he? Or Shinosky? Yeah, they've actually just had an overtake there.
Oh yeah, Young just got past, so a little different. Just
So
stepped away for a second and they just changed positions. Typical.
So two Corvettes, they do look like they're struggling, don't they, the Corvettes? They seem to be slower out of the turns, they seem to be slower into the turns, they look slower, but we've still got one up in 3rd place and we've still got others hanging on. I think, what have we got? UCAR in 5th place, so we've got 2 Corvettes in the top 5. Just having a look at what Farney's up to. He's putting in some pretty good laps. 22.7 last lap. He's obviously, I'd say he's had a slowdown there. But overall, his lap times have been very good. In fact, his fastest lap of the race on lap 10 at 20.297. So you'd think his undercut is, it's hard to say undercut because they don't take tyres or fuel, but taking that early pit stop, I think is going to pay off for him.
Looking at DK Lee closing in the back of Peter Sattler at the moment. So 2 Aston Martins against each other. DK very much later on the break going into the corkscrew. You can see there it just compromises his exit slightly there. Just wasn't able to get on the power quite as quick and got a car off ahead. I think that's just a back marker, it is indeed.
Yeah, and that's a teammate of Sattler's there, Adam Utree's had difficulties tonight. That's that's part of that Simulate IT team. I'm not sure if it's the Angry Birds team or the Simulate team because they both have the same sponsors. Brian Borg, like I said, on the grid. This is a guy who, I haven't said it to him, I haven't probably said it to anyone, but he's the guy who's actually impressed me probably more this season in the Australian iRacing community than anybody. His level of improvement this season has been incredible. So congratulations to him. No matter what result he gets tonight, he's on the up and up.
Just sort of is a bit like that. I know, you ask drivers in and around like the forums and places like that, and what's the secret to getting quick? And 9 times out of 10, they will go, practice, practice, practice. And it sounds. Oh, we have a spinner. Who's that? That is Sattler. Isn't it? Sattler around. Take a quick look at that back, see what happened. Try and finish my point after that. There's always something in there when you're trying to make a point. Got a bit of damage on the front right there already.
I don't know what that's from, but he certainly just hit that inside. They call them sleeping policemen there. I'm not sure what you want to call it. Certainly that red part of that curve. Too hard, car gets a little bit light. Bit bouncy and no recovery from that. Kept it off the walls, fortunately enough, but certainly very costly.
Car spun around, waits for a gap in the traffic. Just manages to. Who was that? Lazardi coming through there, Back live.
And into the pits for him as well.
Tense, I think.
So we've got Chandra Young with a 21.4 last lap, making grounds on the Martin Houston. Like I said, I think he's taken it upon himself to be the steward of the race at the start. I'd say he might have a chat about that. But Martin down in 16th position. I think that's pretty much close to where he started, 14th on the grid. Chandra, he'll probably say himself, he's probably been a bit disappointing this season. Hasn't, oh no, I think maybe Chandra, unless he's made a mistake, has already pitted on lap 2. Actually, I would say he has pitted on lap 2.
Oh, so we'll see how that all plays out then. He might find himself mid-pack by the end, maybe a bit higher. So.
And another car's gone off. I've got a feeling
it is. Daniel Lee.
Yeah, well, he's our clubman's leader, so he's gone off. The only Mad Cow representative tonight, Mad Cow Bessie's not here tonight. I heard about that a number of times last week at the Spa 24 hour, and the boys did a really good job there. But yeah, no, Daniel, just having that off there seems to be a popular place tonight. I think a lot of cars just taking that inside
as well,
curb.
so yeah. Just to so go back to our point about Burns there as well, and you know, the drivers saying practice, and you do tend to see that it takes maybe 1 or 2 seasons, real hard dedication, just putting yourself in on one car, and then all of a sudden you just get that breakthrough in speed and momentum. It was exactly the same for myself when I was like in the Formula 1 car, for example, just trying to work my way up there, and the first season not that great until perhaps the last 2 races of the season, and then something just clicked, and all of a sudden found another sort of half to 3/4 of a second, and we're fighting right at the front rather than down in 7th and 8th place. So it's just the practice really does help. It also helps if you've got some teammates sort of trying to point out where you're going wrong as well. But the perfect example there. Burns just sticking with it, been doing what he needs to do over the last few seasons in different cars and things like that, and he's finding himself in a great position to up to 5th place in this race right now. Still watching this battle between Young and Houston here. Got someone else, Jackson to the pits? No, just exited in the final.
No, Jackson's already pitted and he's made a loss there.
Also, Young into the pits. I saw someone slowing down.
And just saw Dickie Lee trying to defend from Yuka Savati, who's down as well. But Dickie had a bit of a half spin in front of Yuka as well, so that on the exit of turn 1 there, that could have been a bit ugly, but a good save. The race has actually been pretty clean. I can't recall miraculously any cars have actually touched a wall yet, and as soon as I say that, we know it's now going to happen. But it's been very clean so far.
Yeah, nothing so far. That's what we want to see. I think also that's the nature of Laguna, as just off screen while we're watching this replay of the DK incident. I think Daniel Leit's got himself back past Chandra Young there, so he went a little bit. DK went a little bit wide, got himself onto the gravel there, and he didn't really have a spin or anything, was it? It was just sloppy. That's what you can say there, wasn't it? Just wide and didn't recover, and then got out of the way and went on the other side, and not good at all. Right, back live.
And Anthony Winkleman, he's actually extended this lead since Jason Bentz has got through Josh Bird. Josh Bird now 7.2 seconds off the lead. It's going to start getting a bit of a competition from Mick Hammond shortly. I would imagine Mick's just the 2 seconds off now. But Jason hasn't made any gains on Winkleman at all. And if anything, now Bentz is just going to get stuck behind Sattler. No, good job by Pete in getting out of the way there of the faster car in Bentz. But Winkleman's tap time there, 19.6 is, it's down, but Bentz has got a 19.5, so I think with this temperature of the track, the tyres are just starting to get a bit nervous.
Yeah, very close. Lap times out there at the moment, that sort of pace, I mean, he might get up to a 10th of a second for the remaining 22 minutes of this race. Could well see him sort of into range. He's 2.9 seconds at the moment. He's got 4.6 seconds Josh behind him, so he's under fairly little pressure at the moment. He really can just go about his business and just get focused on that Green Hornet car ahead of him, and just try and use that to make him push that little bit harder.
Yeah, just having a look at Mick Hammond as well, watching his push towards Josh Bird, and Nick did a 19.5, his fastest lap of the race on lap 16, but obviously got held up with the lap car. I think it'll be Vincent Young because he's actually dropped another 8 tenths. He's down into the 20s, 20.3, so obviously had some issues there. Just trying to look for if there's any more battles at all. Is that Gary Cousins? Yeah, here we go. We'll get on board with Gary Cousins in the JFF Laser Racing and Mark Lang, who's already had his pit stop, so there's a good little battle here for 19th and 20th.
Jumping on board with Mark.
Always good to see Mark. Well, do you want to call a lap for us, AC, around this track?
Yeah, we can do. Famous Laguna Seca. Very tricky circuit. Here we are, onto the main straight. Obviously got a little kink, a little curve just in the middle. Can save some time by going to the inside, and Lang does exactly that. Hard braking, using braking markers on the right. Double apex left-hander here. Very tricky. Great line from Lang. Got good exit there, but just can't quite make the move through that tricky right-hander. Avoid that sausage curb on the right-hand side there. Fast right-hander now again. That sausage curb comes into play. Try not to dip a wheel onto the gravel on the outside. That'll slow your momentum down into this cambered left-hander. Use that camber as much as you can. Get on the power nice and early. Mark perhaps just clips a bit of the curb there and settles the car just a little bit. Now this kink left-hander, very treacherous. Avoid the sausage curb once again. Good line there for Lang there. Into the most famous corner probably in motorsport, into the corkscrew. Left-hander, swing to the right, blind corner, avoid the off-track. Good line there from Lang. Perhaps a little bit tentative with Gary just ahead of us here. Down that left-hander, use all the banking and camber here. Same for the right-hander as well. Great lap from Lang. This is probably the hardest corner on the circuit, if I'm honest. This last left-hander, very deceiving corner, very slow on the power high. It was a good lap from Lang. Definitely closed in on Cousins there. Maybe we'll stay on board. He might have a little look into turn one. Does he? Yeah, he's late on the brakes. Go on, Mark. Get it up the inside there. Plenty of room from Gary. Gary very fair. Great driving from both of them there. But he gets a little out of shape, and there was somebody in the pit. We just saw him in the mirror there. Wow.
Oh, Josh Burden's come out in a horrible position, but Mark's actually let him go through. Great call, AC. I'm not sure I agree with you though. The most popular corner in the world.
But the most famous
corner in the world. Oh, I'd throw Eau Rouge at you.
I mean, yes, I know it's pretty epic and stuff like that, but I think, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. Very tough. I'm thinking about it now, but
it's got to be.
I mean, I think Eau Rouge is the best corner, but I still think the corkscrew is pretty famous when it comes to motorsport, especially when you start thinking about the bikes and things like that. You know, the bikes love themselves a bit of the corkscrew. So there you go. There's my argument to that anyway.
Yeah, we've had some pit stops.
What's from Victor? He's into tyre wall. Went a pit stop there and just stuffed it into the tyre wall. We know actually how tricky this is. Let's just have a quick look at that back on replay. He'll kill me for doing this. We'll jump on board with him as well.
He's coming.
See what it is.
What's he done there?
We're just coming into the final right-hander before the pit lane here on board, and
is he coming too hot or just? That's bizarre. He hasn't got the turning circle. How does that work?
Oh God, what is that?
He can't turn. Oh, sorry, Big. I know it's not funny, but I've never seen someone do a 3-point turn to get into the pits before.
Me neither. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. He didn't really overshoot it. I thought he'd come steaming in or something. But
yeah, that's what I was looking for.
He was slow and everything. The car just didn't turn. That's nuts.
Well, let's see if it's cost him. Yes, it has. Jackson's got through. Farmy Lashrini's got through. So, yeah, that's definitely cost him. Would expect him to still have a bit of pace here, but yeah, that's truly bizarre. I'd be interested to see. I might even go back and have another look at that because
Ben's just coming out of the pits.
I'll have a look at the aerial shot on that from the chopper view to see what he's actually done there. So he hasn't overshot. The car just hasn't got. He's turned late into it. There's no doubt he's turned late. He could have turned early, but the car still should have made that. I would have thought.
Nash had his stop as well. Point
And
6. Good for him.
And he's got other issues as well. So Victor just a little bit off here. So he's had a couple of nervous moments just at
There's
the
some
exit
damage
of
that we
the
don't
last
know
turn.
about, or something like that.
Yeah, well, it could be because he was very lethargic going in the last hairpin. But into turn 1 seems okay. Actually, seems pretty good. So yeah, might just have just a bit of a drive error, a bit of a lack of concentration there. And he probably thought he's going to the pits, can turn the brain off for a while, and yeah, it's cost him dearly.
Winkleman's got some traffic. He's also got some damage on the front right of that car. I'm not quite sure what's happened there because he's been sort of pretty clear all race. Spat markers in front of him at the moment. They let him go, no problem there. But yeah, I'm just having a look. Obviously, Benz is pitted. He's only 21 seconds behind. And of course, he's had his stop. What did we say? About 23 seconds, didn't we, for the stop earlier on? And that was a 0.4 stop. So, you know,
So
unless Winkleman gets an absolute fantastic stop here, he could find himself in second place. So, yeah, let's keep an eye, see how this goes.
There's nothing outstanding on his lap times, a 22, a 21, sorry, 20.2, a 20.1, a 20.2. But before that, he was in the 19.4, 19.3, 19.6, so he has dropped off 7 or 8 tenths a second a lap
Got a lot
here.
of traffic. He has got a lot of traffic that he's dealing with right now.
It would have been a great time to pit. Like, who's he had? He's had Houston, Young, Dickie, Lee.
No, he's in
the pits now.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously seen the cars ahead and thinks, right, I'm not going to get it. But there's no guarantees he's going to come out and clear traffic now. But let's see, the most important person really is Bence. Burns is going to take over the lead. Yeah, so Bence now coming into the final corner. Gordon just exit in there as well.
Jeez, that's a quick stop. He's already... Did he
1.2 seconds, so fairly...
Jeez.
See him there on the inside. This is going to be very close. Still got it.
So
it's a lot closer than it was. 1.1 second. Well, 1 second now as they exit the pit lane properly through the right-hander. So it's a lot closer than it was before they pitted, I have to say.
The boys have certainly mastered the ability to stop go, haven't they? Like Varney with a 0.4, Winkleman with a 1.2. It actually seems lethargic, but geez, it looked quick. Carrying a little bit of damage to his front right, I would imagine maybe gave a back marker a tag there.
Yeah, it looks like something like that.
So let's see, Bence. Bence has made some good ground here.
Sorry, Brenton, good little battle going out for position at the moment. Peter Sattler and Vincent Young just put one of a second. It looked like Sattler had got the move done. The Lego car of Young there just gets himself all out of shape. Somehow manages to park his car where he would get hit nicely by Sattler to put him back on the straight and narrow.
I reckon Sattler straightened him up there by hitting him and flushing the back. I'm sure he straightened up that Lego car. Looks a mint, doesn't he? Very defensive there in the last turn. Very defensive. But they've got Josh Bird in our 4th place car at the moment. That's not, he'd be a net 3rd, I would imagine. But Sattler and Young, this will be a good little battle here. I haven't known Vince Young to actually give up too many positions, and nor should you have to tonight. Pete Sattler from his mistake before, which we caught on camera. Sorry, Pete. Still trying to recover here. Pete came 15th in qualifying up into 16th, but I think he's got more pace than that.
Need to switch our look a little bit further forward because Yuka Savati is closing in on James Nash. This is a battle for 6th and 7th place now. So Corvette v Corvette, they've got a bit of back marker DP in front of them right now. So
I'm just wondering where Yuka's lost his time. This is a guy who started in 3rd place and is gradually working his way down. And, I'd be interested to see his his pit stop time compared to James Nash.
0.9 second and Nash was 0.6. So they were both super fast, and that's Lang.
I think Lang being very, very gentlemanly in letting other cars through, but yeah, just James Nash has done a really good job here for his debut race. So I think he's one of yours, isn't he, AC, from the UK?
Yep, yeah, absolutely. James, we know him well. He's part of our little Apex Academy, races for us in the BSR touring car series as well. So just getting himself back into iRacing after a two-year break. Yeah. He hasn't lost his touch. I think he was pretty quick then, and he drove a lot of the Corvette back then, so good to see him back in it. What's going on?
And Shinovsky lost it, just looped it onto turn one. Now I know you're not going to say it, AC. I know you're probably a bit proud as punch at the moment, but in the the Kias on Friday morning Australia time, so it's that Thursday night your time. I know there was 3 races held at the Watkins Glen Classic Boot, where your Apex Racing team had a historic 1-2-3 finish. So congratulations to your team for that. Obviously the team's had a really big year, winning Indy 500 main race, and now picking up a result like that is fantastic.
Yep, only the second time in the history of the series as a team pulled off a 1-2-3. So yeah, super delighted about that. I was watching that race and I could I was just on the edge of my seat. We've missed something, Brenton. Bence is ahead of Winkleman. I'm going to need to find out when that was.
Yeah, I'll chase that up. Oh yeah, it must have only just happened too. I just think with Winkleman's a little bit of damage there. He is suffering a little bit. Actually, it's going back. We're actually
just seen it.
Last turn at the end of lap 25.
Yeah, last corner. So you're right. I think he's just struggling. Well, the pace is fairly similar, but
Jeez, he left a big door open there, didn't he?
Did.
Not a lot of resistance there by Winkleman, so
still hasn't pitted. He's in obviously net first at the moment, so great job from him. Took 9 minutes left to make his stop. Dare say he's going to do a little splash right at the end. Where he is right now, he could end up with a top 5 right now. He's not being held up. Everyone's letting him go nice and quickly. He's doing low 1 minute 20s. Like Mick Hammond done 124 that last time as well, and it's been sort of 121. So he could end up with 5th place here.
Yeah, Mick's really fallen off the pace badly.
Yeah.
I might go have a look to see if he's all okay. No, he's not. He had his pit stop lap 19. Yeah, last lap a 124.2. Obviously made a fairly chunky mistake there as he crosses over with a 20.6. So even that's down. So I need to have a look here. Oh, just heard a car spinning there. Having a look at Dwayne Burns at 20.5. So what's he up to now? He's got a 25-second flat advantage over Dwayne. This is over Mick. This is going to be right down to the wire for that last spot in the top 5.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there could be opportunities. Peter Sadler into the pits. So he's doing his one and only. Well, I'm not sure he is. That might be a little retirement. Let's go back and see what that was about.
Yeah, so Sadler pitted lap 13 originally, so yeah, this is a non-scheduled stop for sure.
Right, so just on board now, coming out of the final turn into the main straight, no real issues there. Well, this has already got a bit of damage on that car at the front end there, so been in a little bit of wars as that has been, so. To turn 1, no real issues. Yeah, I wonder where he's lost this. Oh, there, a little twitch there coming out of turn 1. It's the that's like that's going to end up being like a bit of a rage quit, I think. As well. Yeah, it is absolutely that. But he just caught the sausage curb on the inside of turn 1, got himself one of those real slow motion spins that you just absolutely, completely want to throw, the wheel across the room or something like that. There's just nothing you can do to save it. But yeah.
None of us have been there before and done that, have we?
No, not sure. Problem with quick release nowadays as well, isn't it? You can take them off and throw them.
I tell you what, yes, you can. I'll tell you, Winkleman has certainly not let Bents go here.
No,
This is
no,
the
not at
battle
all.
for our virtual lead here. Yeah, so this is what we've got. Just the 2 minutes to go now. So there's a bit of battling to be done here. I'd rather be in Jason's position.
6 minutes. You're
6 minutes to go. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I've got my race time set up because I'm actually racing this at the moment. I'm not doing too well, AC. I think what position am I down to? I'm down to 26.
27th, still in the pits, mate. Something must be
Yeah.
wrong there.
I'm only 29 laps behind the leader.
You can do it. Just that's not what you want, is it? When you're got the effectively next second place just behind you. There's DK Lee, is it?
DK Lee.
Yeah, he had a big massive blink out as well, right in front of the leaders for a bit. Just disappeared for about 5-10 seconds, and then come back right into turn one. So it's like, oh, I'd keep me on my toes.
I'm really hoping that Dwayne knows he has to stop. Because he's looking.
Well, he does. Because
Oh no, he has stopped.
He's done it. Yeah. And he's come now 1.8 seconds ahead of Mick Hammond. We said that it'd be doable. Hammond using all the track and a little bit at the runoff area. Not exactly the most efficient lines there. He's struggling out there, but 20.1 last lap, so he has picked it up a little bit.
Yeah, Mick is struggling out there. I'm not sure what's going on with him.
Oh, there's something must have happened between Winkleman and Bent. Winkleman's around at the corkscrew. Let's jump that back, just see what it was. It might have just been a bit of a moment for Winkleman, but I dare say probably going for a move. Bent's made a mistake going up the hill. Can't have let Winkleman have a little look on him. And he's late on the brakes. It just gets the back end. Yeah, just gets the back end. All kinds of loose. He's had to drive sort of reverse gear. That's the last thing you want to do, but fortunately got enough of a gap to Borden that he's managed to hold on to second place, but any chance of a win is now pretty much gone.
Well, look at that. The JFF guys as a team got a 1-3 with the GT Amiga team, albeit a different car, but the Laser Racing guys are going for a team hat-trick here, and that's exceptionally good. And this keeps their progression up in the overall teams championship, so a very strong performance, especially with just the one Green Hornet car here tonight. So yeah, excellent effort by JFF so far.
I'll look, see if there's any other battles out there. Closest one on track at the moment is still between Mark Lang and Gary Cousins there as well. These guys were battling before, but Mark made that mistake, so Mark definitely a fair bit quicker. Looking very racy right now. He wants to get that move done into the left-hander here. Late on the brake. Gary giving him all the room again. Very fair. Gary has been all race, and Mark's up and past. It's just hope that he can hold on to it this time, not make any mistakes, as he gets a little bit out of shape going through the little kink left-hander there.
Always a good idea, don't hit the umpire. So, well done to Mark and well done to Gary. And that one and only Riley's also entered that as well. Joseph Hento, he's had some issues and he's making some good grounds here at the end of the race.
Bent's made a little mistake that lap, 121.1, so the gap's come down by 2 seconds that last lap. It's not going to be enough. Unless he's having some major issues out there that we don't know about with tyres or anything like that, but I can imagine it just be back markers or something. Winkleman makes a little mistake. That's DK Lee that's behind him directly, sorry. I thought for a moment we've potentially seen a change for P2, but Josh needs to get himself up and past DK as quickly as possible, so that if there's any kind of mistake that he can capitalise on that, because it looks like Winkleman's struggling.
Yeah, he does, and he started on the pole and got himself out to a real handy lead, didn't he? Just those 3 or 4 laps just before he had that pit stop dropped off the pace a bit, Jason was able to make some good gains, and then we saw what he did in the corkscrew a couple of laps ago, and it's turned out to be almost disastrous for him. I think if someone offered him a second place at the start of the day, he would take that for sure, but you can't help but think that there might have been a win there for him.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Martin Houston closing in on Chandrion. What's that? Down to 9/10 of a second. I say closing in, he was 3 seconds slower, so perhaps that's just a lead position change there in the reverse direction.
And Mick Hammond's chasing down Dwayne Burns at the moment. It was 2 seconds across the strike last time, although Dwayne had his lap time was a tenth quicker than Mick, so yeah, I'd say Mick would be disappointed with his pace tonight, especially considering probably running the same setup in the same car and 16 and a half seconds behind the leader in a sister car.
Benz has got something going on out there. Either Benz is slowing down, try and not get through another lap here. I can't think it. There's back markers ahead, but it's down to 4 seconds now. That's another 2 seconds this lap. Short on fuel. He's not want this extra lap. He's coming through. He's going to have an extra lap.
He's taking the win.
Weaving around. He's got 40 seconds left. Another lap to go. I haven't had the checkered flag show at all.
I haven't had the checkered flag, and neither has he. So he's. No, I still haven't got the white flag. I'd imagine it would come out this lap.
Yeah. Definitely will be out this lap. So.
I always prefer it when the white flag comes out when you go across the start.
Yeah, rather than halfway through. Yeah, very, very odd there. I guess he thought that he'd done it. Perhaps they'd done some testing and expected the race to be so many laps, and perhaps outstrip that. So just making it through in time. But 4.2 seconds for gap. There's the white flag. Winkleman's still too far back to do anything. Unless we have any issues with back markers or anything like that. But yeah, great drive from Bentz. Didn't really make any mistakes. Had a couple of opportunities for an overtake and took them. Got himself into the lead, so it's been a great drive for him.
Yeah, it has been a great drive for him. Like I said, just keeps up some really good momentum with this team. But Dwayne Burns running as a privateer. I don't have a skin come through for him. Not sure if you do. But I'd have a big shout out for him in 4th position. I think that's an outstanding result for him.
Here he comes, Jason Bentz to take the victory. Round number 7 of the Sim Racers Asia GT1 O'Reilly Championship. Great performance from him. Good couple of overtakes, fully deserved victory. Winkleman in second. Sure, he'll be happy with second, but perhaps kicking himself that he gave it away a little bit there, just around the pit stop phase. And Josh Borden in 3rd place. Like you say, driver of the day. Burns there comes across in 4th place. Great performance from him. No livery here either, Brenton. James Nash, debut race for him. P6, I'm pretty sure he would have taken that at the start of the race. Moved up from qualifying, so he'll be happy. Yuko down in 7th. Not the race that he wanted. Our championship leader probably will hold on to it, but it's going to be getting a lot closer now with Bentz having good performance as he's done now for the last few weeks, and then Lazardri moved up to 8th. Generally a good performance for him. Jackson moved up just to 2 places. He had a few issues out there in his race in Australia Corvette today, so didn't have much practice once again, though, we know that.
Yeah, it does tighten up in the championship with Bentz having that win, and Bentz with that strong team behind him. Savati running as a privateer, so it was 44 points at the start. 34 points at the start of the race, and some good ground made by Bentz again tonight. Congratulations to him. But it might come down to the endurance races at the end as to who your teammate's going to be.
Yeah, I think you're right. We've seen that many a time in this season. Actually, picking the right teammate really can. Hopefully there's enough drivers out there that have got sort of 2-car teams that can just jump in the same car together and do a good job. Who knows? To wait and see. It's getting pretty much to the business end of the season now as well.
Yeah, it is. And Jason's out there lighting it up on the main straight. So 3 out of 3 of late. It's a team that's really struck some form. And did a great job tonight. So congratulations, Jason Bentz. We'll go through those results. So Jason Bentz, our race winner tonight, from 4th on the grid, so got the job done from 4th on deep in the second row. Just that 1.6 seconds over Winkleman in the end, so really did just back off and had a comfortable win I would say, in the end for him. Josh Burden did a great job also for the GT Omega team, 5.7 seconds down. Dwayne Burns didn't put a finger out of place, I don't think, not that I saw anyway, 11.8. Mick Hammond, I think he'll be disappointed. I'd be interested to see what happened to him. James Nasher, welcome back to iRacing, just that 1.3 seconds in front of Savati. Fani Lajri really was just treading water, wasn't he? He looked pretty racy after his pit stops, but didn't really progress as far as I thought he would. Down in 8th place, Tim Jackson in from 11th up to 9th, but he'd be disappointed. 50 seconds with a bit of change, I guess. Victor Dravegar, we saw a mistake by him. Rounding out our top 10 in front of Brian Borg, Chandler Yong and Martin Houston, who were the last on the lead lap. 1 minute 18.9 seconds behind.
Good race overall, I feel. We didn't see all that amount of overtaking, but we kind of expected that today. There was no way and these GT1s was going to have overtaken everywhere which way we looked, but some great battles throughout the race, and yeah, some good strategy, people jumping in slightly earlier to see if they can get some clear traffic. Seemed to work out quite well for them. Just hearing that Hammond made a mistake in the pits, overshot his box, so had to back it up, and yeah, you just can't afford to lose that kind of time, which is why we didn't really see time lost. But pit stop, but bit of time going through that whole process as well. So yeah, he'll be a little bit disappointed. Perhaps feels that he could have had a top 4 result again, but I'm sure he'll bounce back for the next one. Here as well, James Nash had a couple little moments in the corkscrew. So without those, he'd have been a little bit closer to the guys ahead. So, you know, definitely someone I think in a few more races might be able to get in there and compete in the top 5. And I dare say we'll see Yuka back. Well, talking of...
It just wasn't a Corvette race, was it? And
no, it wasn't.
We've got Josh Burden in the interview room also with Jason Benson. Yeah, that'll be one of the first questions we ask. Yeah, what was the Corvette like around here? To be honest, it looked like a bit of a pig.
Yeah, that's
if I can say that.
Of course. Let's bring our race winner up. Jason, congratulations! Great race from you. No mistakes. Had a couple of opportunities. You took both of them. And yeah, it looked like you were delighted at the end there.
Yeah, I was very happy. Thanks, guys. Hey, Alex. Hey, Brenton. Yeah, I had nothing. I couldn't get past him. Anything I tried to do, he'd just pull away again. I noticed he got a slow down, so I'm like, okay, if I can get to him, I'm going to throw it up there. And luckily, he left me room at the last corner there. And tried pitting early, get the jump on him, but he still got out in front of me and tried to add pressure, and yeah, ended up getting ahead of him and holding him up a bit, I think, and that might have been what made him spin, but I wasn't getting out of the way.
Yeah, he did make a lot of time up in the pits. I mean, he was out to about 3.5, 4 seconds by the time you came in, and then exiting it, you're only 1 second behind. So you definitely made the call to jump in when you did. Was it the plan to jump in then, or had you planned to go a lot longer?
No, that was a spur of the moment decision. I saw him catch up to 3 lap cars, and I went into the pit.
Made the right call there, actually. Definitely, we were talking about it on the comms. Back to back, well, 3 in a row really now.
3 in a row for Laser. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that.
Pretty awesome. Closing in on the team championship as well. Any chance of any more JFF Laser cars turning up? Because I think your main problem and the reason why you're not sitting P1 in the championship right now is probably a numbers thing, isn't it?
We got 2. There was actually 4 Laser cars out there tonight. There was Matthew Wall and Gary Cousins. They're also Laser Racing. I think they're in the Clubman series.
Yep.
It was Matthew's first race tonight.
Oh, awesome.
So he did pretty well to finish, I think.
We didn't get an awful lot of airtime, I have to say. Did Matthew seem to be in the middle of no man's land through the most of that race? But yeah, the main thing, like you say, is points. You're going to need those to close in on the championship.
Yeah, well, he's still coming to terms with the car, so he's smart enough to know not to get in the way. So yep. I didn't hear anything. I don't think he got in the way of anyone.
No, nothing.
But yeah, no better to learn than in the heat of it, eh?
Indeed, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, sorry, Jace, just quickly, mate. The last couple of laps there, was in particular the second last lap. Did you think you had won? Because you looked like you were weaving.
No, that was an on purpose second last lap, start the last lap weave because I pretty much figured I had the win. I'd backed off a heap by then.
Okay.
We did one day. You'll probably laugh at us then.
I did. When I was on track, I thought, I wonder if they thought that. But
Yeah, exactly that. We were like, no.
Yep.
He was like, don't stop. Whatever you do, don't stop.
yeah, that kept going.
Well, just looking at where we are at over the next couple of weeks, Phillip Island, of course, we won't be covering that one, but bit of a favourite for most Aussies, so I think. So, yourself,
Well,
fit in that category?
home track. I live about 2 kilometres from Phillip Island race circuit, so. But I won't be there next weekend. We've got family doing.
That's a shame.
So that'll be a drop
you'll
round.
Well, we'll forget about that one then. So then we'll talk about Road America, which we are covering, of course. That'll be the next one up. I mean, great circuit again. Totally, completely different to what you've had to race today. Probably 3 big overtaking opportunities. Combination of needing a lot of straight line speed and a car that will deal with some twisty corners as well. So it's going to be a challenge to set it up, I'm sure.
To be honest, we've pretty much ran the same setup the last 3 races, just a couple of tweaks here and there on the gears, and found a nice sweet spot with the car, and don't plan on changing it too much.
Well, that's it. Just ruin it all for me.
Sorry.
Well, awesome job again today, buddy. Go enjoy the win. 3 in a row for the team as well. It's just absolutely awesome. So congratulations, and yeah, I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Yep. Cheers, Alex. Thanks, Brenton. Thanks, Alex.
Good job, mate.
Up next, we've got Josh Borden. Congratulations, mate. P3. Question really we need to ask is not really a Corvette track today. Looked like everyone in those might have been struggling a little bit more than some of the Astons.
Yeah, that's it. I think if I got my lap right in quali, I could have got pole. I lost 2.5 tenths at the second last corner there, so if I'd have got that right, I reckon it would have been pole, but absolutely nowhere near where I needed to be race pace, which, yeah, the vet, it's just its nature doesn't suit Laguna Seca, so on a day where you struggle, you take third any day.
But only 5.7 seconds at the end of the race. I mean, you know, you must be pretty happy that you're still there. Most of the others seem to struggle a lot more than yourself. Must give you some motivation looking forward to like Phillip Island. Obviously, that huge straightaway section there, and then again after sort of turn 2 as well. There's a lot of power comes into play around Phillip Island, so should be good for you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Hoping so. Obviously, on track to us Aussies, so that always helps. I think Phillip Island will be a lot better. Lots of straights, so that'll obviously help, and not too many tight corners like there is here. There's a few, but should be.
Of course, you'll celebrate with your team as well because it's been a good few weeks. But of course, the slight separation being the GTO Mega leg of the team as well. So, is there any sort of difference between them? Are you guys racing hard at it, or do you work completely together, or how's it work?
Basically, GTO Mega side is the Corvette anyway. At the start of the season, I was in Aston and was working together with the Laser guys. But now I'm in the Corvette. We kind of do our own thing. If we decide to change in the official season, we'll help each other out. But in most occasions, because we're both in different cars, we kind of can't help each other out too much with setups and whatnot.
Brenton, you got anything for Josh?
Mate, actually not really, not a lot. I'm just watching your race there, Josh, mate. Yeah, good job on third. I know, yeah, as you said before, made that little mistake in quali, but how did the tyres hang in there? I was just, I noticed with the Astons, their times did drop off a bit. Your fastest lap 2, so really early doors a 19.3. How were your tyres by the end of it?
To be honest, they went off a little bit, but not as much as I expected over 45 minutes. I think I probably dropped about half a second, 3/4 of a second lap time. So in a big heavy car like a Corvette, I don't think that's too bad.
Yeah, so expecting great things from the Corvette next week at Phillip Island, mate. But yeah, third place tonight for the GT Omega team, mate. Good job. Hopefully Scotty will be back next week as well. Probably, as I said in the broadcast, he's probably off at the footy tonight, I'd imagine. So he won't be real happy when he gets home.
Yeah, that wasn't the result I think he was looking for, but
No, it wasn't. But that's about it. I'm pretty much done, AC. It's after midnight, and I'm actually going off to play paintball in 7 hours, which I haven't played paintball in a long time.
Oh, you'll have a lot of fun. Free bruises. I'm sure on Monday. After that, well done, Josh. Again, P3. We'll catch you. We'll catch you in 2 weeks at Road America, which is when we're back. But yeah, until then, yeah, have a good weekend, and we'll see you then. Right. Thank you, everybody else, for tuning in as well. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share, do all that goodness. Yeah, just thanks for everybody tuning in. As always, we are obviously missing next week, but Checker Flag Interactive will be doing that. So keep an eye on the forum for the link for that. Don't forget to continue supporting the series over there.
Are we doing the Skip Barbers next week?
Skip Barbers?
Don't know. Star Masters.
Star Masters, yeah.
Are we doing that next week?
I don't think it is next week. It's a little while now. It was nearly a month break, wasn't it? Because of the it sort of coincides with the real life F1, doesn't it? So yes, it's quite it's quite a way where I can't remember the exact date off my top of my head, but of course go check that out on the forum as well. We'll be back then. I'm sure I'll post line for that as well, so you'll see that pop up as when we've got that ready. But yeah, until now, we'll see you. We'll see you next Thursday for Montreal in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Series. That will be the 4th round now. That will be on Motors TV, so that'll be awesome. Don't forget to tune in to that if you like some touring car action. I mean, the races there are absolutely crazy, so close. Battle and it's just. So yeah, don't forget to tune in that one, but we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for Road America and what will be round number 9 of the Sim Racers Asia GT1 and Riley Championship. Thanks, Brenton. Thanks, everybody else. We'll see you.